31. So in a class of 31 students, so what it means that the number of students in the class is equal to 31. So the universal set is 31. Okay. 16 play football. So I will use capital F to represent football. So now let's ask ourselves, what's the number of students who play football? The small n is just representing numbers. So number of students who play football. How many from the question is what? 16. In the same way, 12 also play table tennis. So I'll use capital T to represent table tennis. So how many play table tennis? 12. And 5 play both games. So what are the games? So it's football and is what? Intersection and table tennis. So the number of students who play both games is what? 5. So the number of football players and table tennis players are 5. So n of what? The number of F intersection T is equal to 5. First question. We are to find the number of students who play at least one of the games. Okay. So now what it means is we must first represent our information in a Venn diagram. Okay. So the universal set is 31. Then those who play football are 16. Those who play tennis are 12. Those who play both games are 5. So I write my 5 in the middle. Then what do I write here? Don't forget I told you the remaining portion of this circle is those who play football only. So when it was X, we're writing 20 minus X. Okay, good. So here it will be this 16. So it will be 16 minus 5, which will give us what? 11, right? So instead of writing 16 minus 5, because this is algebra, we know 16 minus 5 is equal to what? 11. So we write 11 there. Okay. In the same way, those who play table tennis, out of the 12, 5 play both games. So if you are looking at those who play table tennis only, which represents this portion, then it will be 12 minus 5. Okay. But we know 12 minus 5 is equal to what? Is equal to 7. Okay. So that's it. Now we have to what? Find the number of students who play at least one of the games, and those who play none of the games. Okay. So because of the which is none of the games, we are going to what? Represent those there by. So we will say we will let those who play none of the games is this be equal to X. And I hope you understand that, because we have already come across an example like that. So if they are not playing any of the game, then we bring this complement. Okay. So I am writing the X over there, because they cannot be found in what? Any of the games. So we write them outside both circles. Okay, so now let's look at our first question, which is what? We are looking at the number of students who play at least one of the games. So at least one of the game means they play only one game or they play both games. That's the meaning. I'm going over. At least one means one or more. But in this case, how many games are we talking about? We are talking about only two games, which is football and table tennis. So for a person to play at least one game, it means the person is playing only one of the games, which is what? Either the person is playing football or the person is playing table tennis or the person is playing both games, which is what? 5. So those who play only table tennis, which is one game, is 11. Those who play table tennis, which is what? 7 people, which is also only one game. And those who play 2 games, which is both, which is what? The 5. When we sum them, it will give us the answer for the first question, which is at least one of the games. So this will give us 18 plus 5, 23. So just write number of students who play at least one of the games are 23. Okay, so that's it. Now I want to ask this question. What of the question said we should find the number of students who play only one game? Then only one game will be those who play only football and those who play only tennis. So what it means, just add 11 to 17 and you get what? 18. So those who play only one game is what? They are 18 students. Okay. Now let's move to our next question, which is what? II. So the II is, we are looking at those who play none of the games. So none of the games will be that, don't forget, this X also represents students in the class. So what we have to do is we must sum all these numbers and equate it to the universal set. Then we will make as a subject to know those who do not what? Play any of the games, because we represented them by what? By X. Okay. So then it means we have 11 plus 5 plus 7 plus those who don't play any. So what it means is that those who play only football, those who play both football and table tennis, and those who play only table tennis, which is 7. So those who play only football, which is 11. Those who play both football and table tennis, which is 5. Plus those who play only table tennis, which is 7. Plus those who do not play any of the games. When we sum them, you should give us the total number of students in the class, which is 31. Okay. So now we have 23 plus X is equal to 31. So to make as a subject, we have X is equal to 31 minus 23, which will give us 8. So 31 minus 23 will give us what? 8. Okay. So you write hence the number of students who play none of the game are what? They are 8. So the number of students who play none of the games are 8. Okay.